Hi, Stacy Kinney here, and today I just wanted to give a quick tutorial about TweetDeck. This is a tool that I've been using to manage Twitter for a good while, a couple of years almost now, and I also use it for LinkedIn and Facebook on occasion as well, but generally I use it for a Twitter like control deck. And as you can see here, it may look a little crazy to you. I actually had a friend of mine who said this just makes her head want to spin when she looks at it. But it really is very useful and can help you manage and streamline things on Twitter. So I just want to go over some of the features right here to point out. Of course, at the top you can see I have my Facebook account linked, my LinkedIn, and my Twitter. And then up here, if you want to compose a message, you see you can just start typing anything in right here, and then of course you can hit send right over here on the right side of the page. Now you've got some automatic features in here, the auto URL shortener. So if you've got a really long URL, this can shorten it. I have it set for automatic, so it just does it because that's a really nice feature. You've also got what's called a tweet shrink. Sometimes when you're sending something out, or maybe you're retweeting someone, it's too long. So this will help you shorten the words. And then here's a button where you can actually translate from other languages. And then you can also look at the recent hashtags. Now up at the top here, as you see, you can add columns and you can also do a quick profile. Now, if you look at the columns here, you can see I have them set up. I have all of my friends, the people that I'm following, so I can see this streaming in, and I can, from time to time, check and see if something looks interesting and maybe engage or retweet. Click on the link, check out the article, whatever it may be. The next column I have is my mentions column. This is something you want to keep an eye on, because when people are retweeting you or replying you, you want to make sure that you're responsive and that you engage with your following. Now, the reason I also have a search here that says @StacyKinney is because sometimes with these outside applications, or something very recently, if someone is tweeting through the actual Twitter website, sometimes some other things, I may not catch their replies, and I don't know why that is, but for me, I didn't want to miss anybody, so I just kind of line them up here, as you can see, and they all match, and I kind of scroll through, as you can see here. And then look, here's a gentleman right here that is not over on this side, so for whatever reason he didn't show up in my mentions, but I definitely want to thank him for the shout out, or retweeting me and so forth. So that's just a little tip there. The next column I have set up are my direct messages, and of course this is like kind of your inbox, your private mailbox, like your email, where you can communicate with people. And I use this quite a bit. You will see me have conversations on Twitter, but generally after 2 or 3 tweets I like to take it privately. I don't believe that people necessarily want to see my entire conversation or have any interest in it. And if you look at the bottom of here, there's these little buttons on the columns. You can actually move them. So if I want to move my direct message column over, I can. You can move it back. This is just the format I like. You can trash everything, clear it, filter it. There's a lot of little things that you can do. And then of course on the bottom you have this bar that slides over, and a new thing they just added was this trending topic. So if you'd like to have trending topics to see what's hot, what's cool, what's happening on Twitter, then you can do that. And as you can see, I can always X out of that, to do this. Now the other thing I really like about this, and a lot of people say, how in the world do you keep up with all this, 15,000 followers and you're following all these people? Well, a lot of what I do is put people in groups. As you can see, I have a group over here, keep an eye on. Okay, so these are people that I have engaged with, they're friends of mine, we retweet each other, I've built a rapport, people that I just want to keep an eye on and see what they're doing. I like what they're doing, they have very valuable information or content. So I just keep kind of building my list, and you can make more than one group, and I actually have more groups than that. I have a group of my colleagues that I work with, and I have a group of clients, and just different things that I want to keep my eye on, and they have different names. So that's a really cool feature that I like. So really, even though this might look a little overwhelming, I can pop in here and just really, in a matter of minutes, get a feel, a pulse of what's happening on Twitter. And I can just go down here. And this is one of the things I really like. You see, if I'm wanting to thank people right now, I can just hit the little reply button. And then the next person, reply, the next person, the next person. And so I can do that, and that saves me a lot of time, because then I can actually thank all of these people at one time. So, as you're looking right here, I might say thank you for the retweet. And that was a lot easier than thanking individual. Now, sometimes I like to thank people individually, say, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? I mean, that is the point, right? To socially engage with people. And so that's really another cool thing that you can do. Now, there's some different settings that you can set. I'm going to show you that real quick. If you look right here, I can actually see how many people, how many followers these people have right underneath. I can send a direct message right from here. You saw the little @reply, but I can send that. I can retweet, so I can actually just really quickly hit that button, and it automatically does that and allows me to edit it. There's also a little feature right here where tweet, you can favorite, email, translate, it's got all this user. This is where I usually go to add people to my list. See, add to my group or my list. You can follow one file, view their profile. And I do this a lot too. I usually like to see when somebody tweets me for the first time or retweets me. I view their profile, I go check them out, tell them thank you, and try to learn a little bit about them. So that would be my suggestion to you. As you're building your following, your list, it is about engaging with like-minded people, maybe people in your industry that you can learn from and share resources and value. Now, with that being said, there's some cool little features up here in this corner. Now, one thing that you can do, you can actually make this a single column if you wanted to, just have it up on your screen while you're working on your computer. The settings, now if you go into settings, some of you might be freaking out right now saying, oh my goodness, I hate that black screen, the white writing, whatever it is. Well, no fear, you can change it to any color you like. I've just happened to always use it to this color, and I don't have the patience to go and change it. But as you can see here, you've got a general tab where you can do some things here and change. I use some of these keyboard shortcuts where it auto-populates. You just pick how you want this thing laid out. Notifications, here's your colors and your fonts. Here's your accounts where you can add and delete accounts. So check out all these little tabs for setting up kind of what your preferences are. Even with TweetDeck, you may not want to hear it go beep and notify you every time a message comes in. You might want to change some of these little things. It's very self-explanatory. I just want to give you a quick overview and show you how I use it and how it's been helpful for me. And of course, you can just go out and find TweetDeck.com and download it, and it's free. So that's the best part. Here are some things you can add or change your location if you're into doing that. You can attach a photo, and you can also, or a video, but you can also do a recording from your webcam right here, which is pretty cool. It's TweetVid, and I'm actually, as I'm moving more into the video marketing, I see this as an opportunity to quickly engage my following, rather than saying thank you for the retweet. Make a thank you video and send it out to all of those people. And I think that could be something which is much more personal and powerful. So that's just a little quick marketing tip. And then right here, they've also added a new feature where you can schedule the update. So let's click on that. As you can see, you can schedule something to go out, an hour from now, tomorrow, the next day, whatever it is. So let's say that you got a hectic couple of days and you have some great content or some things that you want to set ahead of time. Then this would be a good way to do that. But remember, when you're using automation, it's not about spamming, it's not about you, it's about a community and helping. And as long as you, I'd say, have the happy medium and you're setting things that are of value and maybe third-party content or blog feeds, then that is acceptable. But definitely make sure that you're on Twitter conversing with other people and engaging, because that's what it's all about. Now, that is pretty much everything. I don't think I missed it. That's the quick and dirty overview. So I hope you find this to be very helpful and useful for you to streamline your Twitter use. It has been great for me. And thanks for tuning in.